So it was coming to the 1987 parade. So I approached the board, the Pride board, and I said, I have an idea. I said, I was scheduled to speak, and I said, I want to speak in my speech, and at the end of it, I want to call for a march on City Hall. The board goes, Nicole, right after the rally, the gates to the festival open. No one is going to march down City Hall. And they had a point. I understood what they were saying, but I said, and no one's going to carry those crosses and those things down to City Hall. And I said, and they said, and Nicole, don't you and I got to say, the board was not being difficult. I think they just were rightfully thinking this could end up being a disaster if there's 40 people marching down there. And they said, Nicole, this, this is not, we don't think this will work. So I said, I don't think you realize the hurt, the anger, the just absolutely devastation that people are feeling in their hearts and souls. I said, I believe that they will come and follow us downtown. And they will do this to send a message that it's long, we need government funding now. So I'll give it to the Pride board. They reluctantly agreed because I think they thought I was going to have an alley attack or stuff. But no, I think I persuaded them. And some of them were. And I said, each and every one of you have been affected. I said, tell me you would not march, And then I remember once some said, you better give one hell of a speech. That day, God blessed me and gave me the voice to give the right speech. And I talked about our pain, and I talked about our hurt, and I talked about our isolation, and I talked about this, and I said this, I knew I had the crowd, because what I was speaking was what they were thinking and feeling. What I was saying is what we were all. We were all in pain, and we were all angry too. It was such a mixture of emotion. So I even brought it up. I said, the board said that you will not march and follow me downtown. I said, I believe that you will. I said, will you? And they, hey! There was like 3,000 people there. So I said, I want you all to start coming up and picking up this thing. And we had a banner. I think it said, we have waited too long, we have lost too many. That's what it was. I had come up with things, and Terry Cunningham, we had a huge banner. It said, we have waited too long, we have lost too many. That's simply 2 lines. So we picked up the banner thing, and I gotta tell you, just emotionally, everyone got up. Everyone. No one went anywhere else but followed. And the police, who we had alerted, because we were supposed to, this was not a parade or a thing, we said we would be in the sidewalks. There were 3,000 people. So we had to kind of be in the side. The police were very cooperative, and they let us spill a little bit over it. It was just huge. And we marched down, real quietly down after the parade, and the board was just, they said, oh my God, and I thanked them. I said, oh, thank you so much. And they said, you were right. Look at this. And I never forget, I looked back, and there's just streams of people. So we made it to City Hall, and then we had another, like a little rally, and a couple of us spoke and stuff. And then, it was the most heartbreaking. That's why I hope you get a hold of that video, because it's all there. We started laying the crosses down, and the Stars of David's, and the crescents, and everything. And they started piling and piling and piling. And you could hear a pin drop, except for the sobbing, because all of us knew that those were human Those were our brothers and sisters. Those weren't just styrofoam crosses and stuff. Those were people we had lost, and it just piled and piled. And people just, you just heard sobbing and sobbing. It was such a beautiful moment for us to know that the community, it was more important to walk down those long things after. You got to remember, they had just come from a parade, and now they're asked to walk some more. But they did it because they knew they had to. They had to send this message. They had to let the city know and the county that their brothers and sisters were dying and that they had to do something about it. I think it was one of the most beautiful, inspiring moments in the history of our parades, because it showed the depth of our community when called to get that extra step, that to walk one more block, one more blocks. Our community said, yes, we will, we can, we must. It was a shining moment.